Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather, and on this channel we like to walk a very fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult makeup hobby. I really enjoy eyeshadow singles, duochromes, multichromes, palettes, blush, highlighter, lip gloss, basically everything except for pressed glitter. And today we are going to be doing a purchase or pass video. If that sounds like something you're interested in, stick with me. We're getting into it right now. Okay guys, and I am filming late at night, so I'm enjoying a little bit of wine. This is a sparkling wine from a local winery, and it really just tastes like somebody mixed up like a tablespoon of strawberry jam into some alcohol. It's dangerously good, let me tell you. So let's go ahead. Oh, and before I go any further, so of course this type of video is popularized by Samantha March, started and popularized by Samantha March, so I'll leave her information down below, as well as the information for the channels that I use to collect all of my information to be able to talk about these different products that are releasing. So all of that information will be down below. If you are interested in this eye look, a tutorial on this eye look using the Fatal Beauty Frankenslay palette will be coming out on Friday, so definitely make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that one. And let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so the first thing that I want to talk about is actually a palette that's not a real palette. I'm going to talk about two palettes that are not a real palette. The first is the Doodles by the Bunny Urban Decay reimagining of a Madonna Immaculate Collection palette, and I fell in love when I saw this because not only am I into like the mints, the blues, the teals already, but the fact that they went with the Immaculate Collection, like that album was my child. I was raised on that album, okay? It is such a good album. So when I saw this collection, I was like, oh, why is this not a real thing? Like, Doodles by the Bunny needs some collabs stat, because we need to start seeing some of these palettes like roll out as real palettes. The second thing I want to talk about, and I will leave information for a petition if you would like to sign it, but Colourpop came out with this palette, right? And this palette is pretty damn boring. It is called the Your Golden palette, and it's basically a bunch of warm tone neutrals with a pop of coral, a pop of navy, and there's one pressed glitter in it. I've seen a reimagining of this palette and it looks so pretty. All the teals and greens and purples. It's very cool toned. It looks stunning, and already two like bigger YouTubers have started talking about this like imaginary palette as like, what if we could get Colourpop to bring this palette around? And I'm like, I'm here for that. I'm so here for that. So I've signed the petition, I've shared it in my Facebook group. So now if you would be so kind as to fill out the petition below, it's completely free. That will help Colourpop understand that we need this palette in our lives. Stat. Alright, back to the real makeup. Almay Cosmetics is releasing the Besitos de Perla liquid lip balms, and it looks like there's going to be 4 different shades. They have some different like nourishing ingredients in them. They'll be $15 each, or you can get a bundle for $50. I really like Almay products, the ones that I've tried. A lot I've tried through like a BoxyCharm kind of thing. It would be really cool to see this come to like a Tribe Beauty box, because I think Tribe Beauty box would, this would fit with them since it's indie, it's woman owned. I think that would be really cool. I won't be picking any of these up. I do really want to pick up the Birthday Suit lip gloss that they have, which is sort of like an opaque pinky nude with like some shimmer in it, but I have about 1,500 of those upstairs from different brands, so I haven't picked it up yet, but at some point I may pick that up. We'll see. Alright, Natasha Denona has released the Puff Paint Liquid Blush Serums, and it looks like there's 3 different shades. They're $22 each, or $56 for the bundle. I am really on like the liquid and cream blush train. Like, I am the conductor of that train, okay? But I don't think I want to be paying like $20-ish for such a like thimble full of product, you know what I mean? Like, this does not, I don't know how long this would last, but it just seems so small to me. And I know you're paying for the Natasha Denona name, I get that, but if I'm gonna put like $20 or $50 towards something Natasha Denona, it's gonna be the Glam palette, because I still don't have that. So Alright, the next thing is Sol de Janeiro is releasing the Bum Bum Soul Oil SPF 30 Shimmering Body Oil with sunscreen. That sounds delightful. Like, maybe when I get ready to go to the beach in the fall, I might get that. Oh, it's limited edition? It's limited edition? I hate when they do that. I hate when they do that. It's 80-minute water resistance. It's got the Charosa 62 fragrance, which is the one that everybody like loves, that kind of caramely pistachio-y kind of flavor or scent. Don't eat it. Yeah, it's $38 for 90 mLs. I think I'm going to put this on my Sephora cart and keep an eye on it. And if it goes on sale between now and the time when I'm going to the beach in September, maybe I'll do it, because I wouldn't mind looking like just a glittery little leprechaun while I'm down at the beach. You know what I'm saying? And it's 3 ounces of product, so it's about $10 an ounce. It's not horrible, but it's $40 for like shimmery lip balm? No, sunscreen. Do I need $40 sunscreen? Probably not, but like, do I want it? Yes, I do. Okay. The next thing to talk about, and I can easily talk myself out of this nonsense. Five Below, is that you? Is it? No, it's Chanel. You can see how I'd be confused though, because it's got a number 5 on it and it looks like some cheap plastic crap makeup that kids would play with. Am I right? So this is their 100-year celebration of their iconic number 5 collection. So they put 4 little shimmers in a thing with those stupid little sponge tip applicators that apparently somebody on this planet still uses. And I'm sure it's like $50 or more, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like 2 shimmery champagne shades that look almost identical, a shimmery kind of silvery charcoal shade, and a shimmery gold. Pass. Alright, the next thing is from Westminster, and this is the Lip Suede Le Nude Lip Palette. Does it say how much it? $85. Oh my gosh. Westminster is really expensive, so I'm not surprised to see that, but I'm surprised to, like, it still hurts my soul a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So I think it is pretty. I love the shades that they picked out. So you've got like some kind of darker shades, you've got some lighter nude shades, pinkier shades. I think that's a cool concept. I can't tell if this is supposed to be one of those like powdered lip products or if it's more of like a cream kind of product. It's hard to tell based on the product shots. But I don't think I'm going to be picking this up, number 1, for the price, and number 2, because I just don't carry around lip products like that with like a brush. I would rather just have like a gloss or something that you can just traditionally kind of swipe on and be done. Alright, the next thing to talk about is from Colourpop, and this is 2 palettes that were sneak peeked, the Fine Feathered palette and the High Tide palette. The Fine Feathered palette is kind of just like a bright pinky palette, 9 pans. I have I have Strawberry Shake, I have the Watermelon palette, which is more like red tone, but close enough. I have the Ooh La La palette, I have the Mauves palette, so I think I have enough pinky palettes that are 9 pans from Colourpop. Like, I think I'm good on that front. But this High Tide palette that is like teal shades, I saw swatches of this, it looks stunning. I am 100% picking that up as soon as it releases. I'm assuming that's going to be about June 13th, since that is when this ad is supposed to be running for, but oh my gosh, I want it so badly. So that is definitely going to show up here very soon for me, as long as I can get my hands on it. And I believe it is going to, both of those are going to be $14. Alright, the next thing to talk about is V Cosmetics is doing the Blood Moon eyeshadow palette, which I believe is all mattes. It's 12 pans, and it's like this red, pinky, kind of purpley color story with like a pop of gray and a pop of like a off gray kind of white shade. This looks really, really pretty as well. I could definitely see myself picking this up and playing with this. So they have a sale where you can get 20% off of this palette if you also pick up something else from their product line. I'm not sure the exact price of this, but I think it's a little bit on the pricier side. It's also a European brand, so it'll be a little bit harder for me to get it here in the States. I might have to pay like import taxes and stuff. I'm not entirely sure, so I'll probably skip over it for now, but I do think that is a gorgeous color story. So it wouldn't be a purchase or pass if I didn't run out of battery life, am I right? So next up here, this is the Angel's Touch Makeup Glamour palette. It is 30 shades, basically a rainbow palette. I do think that it is really pretty. I love the matte to shimmer ratio. The front packaging of the product is really kind of like blah to me, honestly. It's just a bunch of like emoji hearts, and it says I love me in like kind of a cursive text. So I feel like the packaging could have been a lot better, but I do think the actual palette inside, like the product inside, looks very appealing. All right. Foolish Hustle Lashes is releasing two palettes. One looks to be more of like a brights rainbow palette, and one is more of like a pastel rainbow palette. And then they have like bandanas for the front packaging, I guess. I think it's kind of cute, but I probably won't pick this up. I do think the pastel palette has some really pretty kind of cool toned pastels, which we don't always see, so that one is kind of what caught my eye. But I think there's some pressed glitters in there. It's kind of hard to tell because the pictures are very blurry, but hopefully since it's coming soon, we'll see a little bit more information before the actual like sales would launch. e.l.f. is releasing two more products, and it kind of looks like they're coming for Neutrogena, because Neutrogena has that like Hydro Boost line, and e.l.f. has released the Holy Hydration Hydro Gel Moisturizer and Sleeping Mask. Hyaluronic acid, peptides. I am here for all of that. I would really love to try both of those things. They are $12 and $10 respectively, so really not too bad of a price. I will probably pick these up at some point, maybe when they have like their next sale with like free shipping or something. I think I would get to free shipping regardless with these two products, so I'll be picking those up at some point and giving them a try, and then I will definitely let you know what I think about them. Alright, Valentino Beauty is launching a bunch of makeup stuff, and at Valentino prices. So they have a clutch that can hold a powder or a bronzer and a mini lipstick that is $235. They have eyeliners for $40, a glitter primer for $25, mascara for $32, lipsticks for $55. They have a foundation for $64, an eye and cheek for $58, a glitter for $32, and then a brow trio for $40. None of these things are things that I actually need. Like, it's cute and all. I love the little like chain accents, whatever, but it's not cute enough for me to spend like my entire bi-weekly beauty budget on like one foolish product. So I'll be skipping over all of that. Alright, Lemonade Stand Cosmetics is releasing the Let's Brunch eyeshadow palette, and it is 9 shades, mattes and shimmers, so no pressed glitters, which I think is awesome. And it's going to be available May 27th, so it's already available. And it looks like it's some neutrals with some pops of coral, which I think is really cool. I think coral and teal are going to be really big colors for this season, so I'm really excited to see all the coral and teal coming out. I like to look at that palette. The next thing to talk about is Glow Recipe is releasing the Watermelon Glow Hyaluronic Clay Pore Tight Facial. And it's supposed to be pore refining and exfoliating, if I can read the like microprint on this. I think that's kind of cool. It's $40. I'm sure it smells delightful. I'm not a big fan of like clay masks that you have to like wipe on and leave for a while and then wash off. Those are just like not typically my vibe, so I probably will skip over that, but I do think it's cooler adding more to that watermelon line because the fragrance in that line is so delightful. Makeup Revolution is releasing a new collab with Soph, and this appears to be a larger eyeshadow palette, a smaller kind of mini palette. There are some highlighter duos and some lip products. It all looks very pretty. It all looks very warm toned, which I don't know, like I don't watch Soph's channel very much, so I don't really know if that's like her style, but I would assume so based on this. Those highlighter duos though, they look really pretty. Her original highlighting palette is something that's been on my wish list since like literally I got into makeup, because it is 12 pans. It's got this kind of like purpley highlighter in there that looks so pretty, and then it's got like some champagne golds and whites and pinks. Very, very pretty. So I think I would be more likely to buy that highlighter palette before I would buy one of these duos, just because that one draws me in so much. Alright. Made by Mitchell is releasing liquid bronzers. But I'm kind of confused because the packaging still says Blursh on it, which is their like blush formula. So I feel like they should have come up with a name for the bronzers instead of just putting it in blush packaging and saying it's a bronzer. I don't know, it's just, maybe that's petty, but it just seems odd to me. It is a pretty decent range though. There's 8 different shades, although like the 3 of the shades on the top and like 3 of the shades on the bottom look so similar that I'm not sure that people would have like much of a difference by the time you blend it out on the skin. I'm not sure that those would really be significantly different enough to like notice. So really the shade range is like 4 shades. Yeah, they're 16 pounds each. I'll be skipping over that. Alright, Manny Mua is releasing the Life's a Drag Facelift palette, which is a reimagining of their original Life's a Drag palette. I actually really liked the original, like, his eyes on a box kind of packaging. This new facelift with, like, the tape and everything's, like, pulling back, I'm just not a huge fan of that. For some reason it looks very tacky to me, and I don't know why, but I just don't like the packaging. I don't know. But the inside I think is very pretty. I like the inside of this palette better than I like the original Color Story because it has more shades. They added 7 additional shades for this palette and then brought back the other ones, but they did reformulate a few of the shades to make them a little bit more vibrant, which I also think is pretty cool. So looking at the swatches here, this is, you can't argue, this is a very pretty palette. I probably will skip over this one because I would rather wait to purchase another one of the Lunar Beauty launches that is more my style. This one's very neutral and it does have some pops, but they're like rainbow pops, and I have so many rainbow palettes. Like, okay, makeup addict confession, I just bought another rainbow palette like yesterday, but I'm trying to like, I'm trying, guys, I'm trying. Alright. Peachy Queen Cosmetics is launching the, what is this, Magic Mushrooms palette. It is $29.99 and it has this kind of crazy zigzag squiggly psychedelic looking palette vibe, and then the mirror inside is all like squiggled around, so it's kind of a small mirror for the size of the palette. It does look up here, it does look up here. It appears to be kind of a brights or neons palette. I can't quite tell for sure, but definitely a rainbow palette. I'll be skipping over this one, but if you guys do ever decide to shop through Peachy Queen, definitely wait for a sale because she does some pretty good sales every once in a while, like 25–30% off. So I would wait until she has a sale like that before you pick up a product, just so that you get the best price. Lisa Eldridge is doing her spring summer collection, and let's see here. It looks like maybe some liquid blushes, some lipsticks. I don't know if these are glosses, and then maybe some liquid highlights. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm sure you can go watch her whole video to like find out what everything is, but I'm not that invested. I have not purchased anything from Lisa Eldridge before. This is probably not going to be the thing that like gets me to buy from her brand, but I do think it's a pretty collection, and I feel like there's a pretty diverse shade range, so I'm not mad at it. Alright, rougemood Cosmetics is releasing the Inu Galaksha Color Story palette, which is 15 shades, mattes, shimmers, glitters, and satins. I am having a hard time telling which is the glitter, which are metallics, because this video kind of thing is, it's like a TikTok video and there's a filter over top of it, but it looks like kind of a red purpley color story with a couple pops of green. It's very pretty, but I'll probably be skipping over that one. It's $27.77 though if you're interested. Alright, KVD Beauty is releasing the new Planet Fantastic palette, and it's 14 shades inspired by Earth's colors and elements. There's 8 mattes and 6 kind of glittery shades, and I don't think they're pressed glitters. I think they're more like shimmery glittery shades. It's mostly warm tone neutrals. It's got a pop of like an olive green kind of color. I'm not in love with this color story, and I'm not in love with the packaging. The color story seems so generic to me, which is like whatever, but the packaging, for some reason it looks so cheap. I don't know if it's the little stars that are all over the packaging, or if it's the fact that it's like clear plastic, because I do really like the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette, which I think is also like plastic or acrylic, lucite, something like that. But for some reason this looks very cheap to me, and it looks like like Wet n Wild kind of to me. So I'll be passing over that because I don't get it. Cara Beauty is releasing an enormous palette. Let's see, 30 shades, and it is pinks and reds. Looks like there's some glitters, some metallics, and some mattes. It's a pretty color story, but it's way too many shades. Like way too many shades. You could have made that easily into like a 12-pan color story and been done. So I think they just need to do a little bit of editing on themselves and they would have a much better product. Ritual Defeat is releasing a new highlighter, and they have kind of like a balmy highlighter consistency, those highlighters, and this is the Fawn Metamorphic highlighter, and it's iridescent. It looks like it goes from kind of a creamy gray to a pink kind of a shade. It's $32, very pretty, and they do have a sale on their website with 20% off of all of their products. So if you're interested in picking anything up, I would definitely check out that sale because it sounds like they don't do those very often. Alright, Ciate London is releasing the Superfruit Burst Citrus AHA Primer for 24 pounds and the Raspberry Burst Smoothing AHA Lip Serum for $18. Those both look very pretty. I love the packaging. I know they just did those like watermelon products, I want to say like a year or so ago, and they went over pretty well. So I'm assuming this formula is going to be pretty similar. Probably won't be picking this up. I have a ton of primers I need to work my way through, and I have a ton of lip balms and lip products and serums. So I'll be skipping over both of those, but I did want to mention it because I thought it was pretty cool that they're coming out with more products. NYX is releasing the Metal Play Pigment Palette and the Shape Loud Matte Lip Duos, as well as it looks like some liners here. And I think this is kind of their like Pride launch, because when they talk about it, they're talking about like the donations that they do to like Pride LGBTQ plus organizations, which I think is pretty cool. I saw swatches for the palette, and the swatches actually look very vibrant, which I think is awesome. Do I need another like all metallic vibrant palette? No, but will I pick this one up? Only time can tell. Alright, Shy Bear Cosmetics is releasing the Volume 4 Pop City Eyeshadow Palette, and it is again kind of a rainbowy palette. You've got some mattes, you've got some shimmers, you've got some metallics. I think this is a really pretty palette, and I love the like Neo Tokyo shade in the bottom right hand corner. Is like very navy. I'm really like vibing with navy matte eyeshadows recently. I don't know what it is, but I do think it is pretty cute. Apparently the purchases come with a gummy bear hair clip, mystery stickers, and pins. I don't know. I don't care about any of those things. So I will probably skip over this, but I do think it's a pretty color story. It kind of reminds me of the Alva 2 palette from Odin's Eye, so I don't think I need to pick this one up, but I do think it's very pretty. Oops. Okay, an official Spellbound Beauty has come out with the Wild Spirit Coloring Book palette. This, they're donating $5 from every palette to the Trevor Project. The palette is $30, and they are doing this palette, which has, the front of it is like a coloring book page, so you can color it in the way that you would want to color it in to kind of vibe with the palette, which I think is such an innovative idea. I've never seen anything like that from a palette before, so I think that's kind of cool because it's a way that you can kind of like personalize it, so I vibe with that. It is basically a rainbow color story with a couple of kind of neutral shades thrown in there, so I'm not sure that I necessarily need to pick this one up, but I do think it is so pretty. So I'll definitely be, you know, following their brand and then see what else they come up with. Alright, MAC Cosmetics is releasing the Botanic Panic collection, and I'm shocked because it actually looks cute. Like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked, you guys. This is the first thing that MAC has released since the Black Cherry collection from like a year ago that I was actually interested in. I didn't pick up anything from that collection because I wasn't interested enough to buy the stuff, but I thought the packaging was really pretty. The last time I bought something from MAC was when I like first got into makeup, and everybody was like, oh my god, MAC is like the end all be all. So I went and made a palette with like 2 blushes and 6 eyeshadows from MAC. I used it like 3 times. Their quality is not that great, or at least it wasn't in the past. So this collection has the Botanic Panic Artistry palette, which appears to be kind of some soft pastel-y type shades with a couple little pops here and there. You've got like a pop of teal, aqua kind of a shade. You've got a yellow and a chartreuse. You've got kind of a pinky coral shade. Very pretty. You've got a highlighter and a blusher. I think the highlight is stunning. I think it's going to be one of those like champagne to almost like pinky champagne kind of shades. Beautiful. And then you've got a bunch of lipsticks. The lipsticks I think are all like re-released colors, so I don't think anything is super new there. I don't really care about MAC lipsticks that much. They're like, the packaging's really pretty though, so like I might consider picking one up, but they're not like the end all be all lip colors for me. I'll definitely wait to see what the prices are going to look like and see some swatches, maybe some reviews before I decide to purchase, because I don't want to purchase it if it's going to be like the old matte quality that I've had before that's really not very pigmented, not very blendable, very dry, because I just don't need that in my life. Alright, and LA Colors is releasing the So Cheeky blush and highlight palettes. I don't have a price on these yet, but it looks like there's maybe 4 colorways at least, and it looks like they go pretty light to pretty dark, which I think is cool. You get a couple different, it looks like 4 different blushes and 2 highlights in each of the palettes. I think this is a cool concept. I'm sure this is going to be anywhere from like $5 to $8, so I, would be definitely interested in seeing more about that. Alright, this I think is cute. This is the Quo Beauty's Love is Love collection, and they have a rainbow palette here, and then they have some liners, some rainbow lashes, a sponge, some nail polishes, some little gems you can put all over your face, and I think they're going to be coming out next month, so I'll be really curious to see what the prices and stuff are for that. I know I literally just admitted to you guys that I already bought a rainbow palette. So do I need another rainbow palette? No. But this one's really pretty. The Unite and Bold shades, the bottom 2 center shades, really just like draw me in so much. Those green blues, I'm like so about that right now. Alright, Lights Lacquer has a sneak peeked this Float On collection. It's going to launch on 6/3/21, so coming up. And it looks like you got a couple of pinks, a chartreuse, an aqua blue, kind of purple blue duochrome, and an orange. Very pretty. I have a ton of nail polish though, so I really don't need to pick up any more. I need to like chill out and use what I have, so I'll probably pass over that, but I did think it was very pretty. And then the last thing that I want to talk about here is Metamorphosis BF, which we've talked about a couple times before, is dropping a new collection on June 4th, and it is some matte creamy lipsticks. They have 4 different shades, and then the Pink Squeaks eyeshadow palette, which is going to be $19.99, or you can get the whole bundle for $60. This is kind of cute. Like, I like where they're going with it. The color story of the palette kind of reminds me of the Juvia's Place Coral palette that they have, because it's kind of that gray coral color story, but I kind of like how this one is done a little bit better. It's more like matte. The packaging for the lip products with this like glitter ombre tube is so pretty. Like, oh my gosh, I am down for that and then some. Like, I would almost pick up a lipstick just for the packaging, but none of the colors really like super speak to me. So I'll probably keep an eye out and see what else they release in the future and potentially pick something up at that point. But this particular release I'll probably pass over. Alright you guys, and with that said, that concludes this week's episode of Purchase or Pass. You're going to have to let me know in a comment down below what are the things that you're interested in checking out. Did anything that I talk about kind of like pique your interest? Did you pick any of those things up? I know I'll be keeping an eye out for a couple of things. The what is it? Oh my gosh, we didn't talk about something. Let's pause. Okay, so the last thing that we need to talk about is the Temptalia and Sydney Grace collab. So they're going to be releasing 3 palettes. They are going to be, I believe, $100 for all 3, or you can use her promo code Temptalia and get it down to $85. I am for sure picking this up. I've seen a bunch of the different products, like colors sneak peeked so far, and they all look like very pretty colors. I really cannot wait to see the full color stories. The packaging is amazing looking. Like, this is like This is like what I wanted the packaging for like the Lisa Frank stuff to be, where it's just like super, super pretty, vibrant greens, blues, purples. Like this is my jam. I cannot wait to see the whole product reveal, and it is coming on the 18th. That is when it's going to launch. So if you are also interested in that collection, definitely make sure you put a reminder in your phone. From what I understand, they've been working on making a lot of stock, so I really hope it doesn't sell out. Keep your fingers crossed for me, you guys, because I didn't get the Annette's Menagerie collab, and I need this collab. Alright, and with that being said, that is everything for this week's Purchase or Pass. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below. What are you guys most interested in picking up right now, or what are you loving right now that you think I should definitely check out or pick up? Let me know in a comment down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm going to catch you in my next video. Bye!